London and take you to the Rock in Gauteng. Of course, that's in Alberton. That's a provincial results operations center for the IEC, and that's where my colleague Mbalenhle Mthethwa is standing by. Mbali, just talk to us about what you are currently hearing and seeing at the moment.
Well, certainly, Unati, we do understand that according to the website or the official results on the IEC's website is that 57.6% of the vote counting has been completed in the Gauteng province. And at the moment, we have three parties taking the lead, with the ANC taking the lead at 33.47% and followed by the DA at 28.36%, the EFF at 12.82%. But I'm just getting reaction from those who are here. One of those parties is the IFP. Now, the IFP so far has gotten around 20,000 votes, and they are sitting at just under 1% at 98 percentage points. I'm joined by the provincial secretary who was going to speak to us about, how they're faring here in Gauteng. Thank you so much for taking the time to speak to us. Is this normal at this time where you see that almost 60% of the votes have been counted and, you still haven't reached or breached that 1% mark? Or is this something that is happening for the first time?
Well, it is normal in Gauteng. We are very optimistic that once the counting has done, we will be looking at just over 40,000 votes in Gauteng, and we are quite optimistic that this is what's going to happen. Remember, Ekurhuleni votes have not been counted as yet. Some parts of Soweto has not even come through yet. The inner city, which is Johannesburg inner city, has not come away. We are also in control of two wards, Ward 61 JP and Ward 65 Joshko. So we are quite optimistic that by the end of counting, the IFP will have done well.
Okay. Now, we've seen in KZN where it seems as though the new kids on the block, the Umkhonto weSizwe party, has somewhat eaten into the ANC, the IFP's votes rather, and taking over what used to be IFP strongholds in the north of KZN. Are you concerned that the same might happen here in Gauteng?
Well, we are concerned, definitely. The trend that is taking place in KZN has got implication here in Gauteng as well. So as a party, we are concerned that it might happen. But not a lot of damage has been done here in Gauteng. Only few perhaps have crossed over, but the majority of our members have remained steadfast.
If there is no outright majority in Gauteng, we know that the IFP has somewhat, made somewhat of an arrangement, coalition arrangement called the Multi-Party Charter. Will you consider going into that, or just going into conversations and discussions about entering into a coalition in the Gauteng province, or will you, go into a coalition with the ANC, or will you just abandon both the conversations of coalitions and just remain as ordinary members of the provincial legislature?
Well, immediately when the counting is done, it's only when we can make that determination. For now, we keep our cards very open. We have not been approached by anyone as yet, but we know we are part of the multi-party charter, and only time will tell. But we will see. We are not saying we will not work with this one or this one. For now, we want to complete the counting, and that's when the party will take a decision.
Thank you so much for taking the time to speak to us. There you have it. That is the IFP secretary speaking to us on what might come out of this round of elections, saying they are somewhat worried about what has happened in KZN, and there's a possibility that the same might happen in Gauteng, where the new kids on the block, which is the MK party, might eat into the IFP votes, but still very optimistic and hopeful that once the votes in the strongholds have been concluded, we will see a better picture of the votes in the Gauteng province. And they are also saying that they are not ruling out working with any party at the moment, despite being part of that multi-party charter which is led by the Democratic Alliance.